Welcome to episode 125 of This Week in Marketing Show, also known as the Twim Show. I'm your host Sajid Islam. Today I'll be going over the notable news and updates in the digital marketing space from the week of September 5 through 09/2022. First of all, I'm going to jump into blog post that Meta, the parent company of Facebook, has shared. It basically they have shared 4 ranking signals for videos on Facebook, and the 4 factors are originality, audience retention. Let me see. I'm sorry. Audience loyalty and engagement. These are the 4 factors. Now let me dive a little deeper on what these 4 factors are. On originality, Facebook is saying their ecosystem values original content and encourages intentional and loyal consumption. They want videos on their platform to be authentic, enduring, and entertaining, which can turn casual viewers into passionate fans or basically keep them more engaged and keep them more on the platform. Now, having said that, Facebook did also, or Meta did also clarify that, look, sometimes we understand that you will not be able to create your own content. You will probably use someone else's content. However, you should put your own spin to it. That's what they meant by originality. Audience retention is one of the indicators that they use on how well the content was received by the audience. Slow and gradual decline in the audience retention graph can show that the topic and structure of the video match well with what your audience wants to see, while an early drop off may mean the content isn't what the viewer expected, right? And I will get back to that point a little bit in a few seconds. The next thing I want to talk about is audience loyalty. What Meta is saying that when people regularly come back to view an account's videos, they take it as a strong positive signal for distribution. And also this also means that, when people are actively searching for your content or seeking it out first, video first destinations like Facebook Watch or directly on your account. So if you have people or followers who go in and keep searching for your account, for your videos, they're going to basically give you the credits or the good cookies or brownie points. Let's just say brownie points for having loyal audience, being able to keep or retain audience and things like that. Lastly, they have said engagement. We prioritize content that sparks conversation, meaningful interactions between real people. Now, I have said that of these 4, they also gave you a warning. You cannot use engagement baits such as urging people to interact with your contents, such as writing captions, like this post if you agree, comment below, things like that. They also discouraged you from using watch bait. What they mean by that is intentionally withholding information to get viewers to watch to the end. If you were to ask me, I would say they probably look at it, how many people are basically scrolling forward to get to the last bit of the video. And lastly, clickbait, luring viewers to click on a link for information intentionally omitted from the video, like using one of those open loops and keeping them coming back and things like that. How Facebook will basically figure all these 3 things out, I do not know. I did touch on a little bit on the watch bait thing, if they keep seeing you, and my guess is if they keep seeing their viewers, your viewers or the video viewers are fast forwarding to the end, they would probably take it as a sign that there is something happening in terms of watch bait. With that, folks, that's it. Let's move on to the next topic. In the next topic, we have TikTok. TikTok has announced that it's added a lot more data into the TikTok Insights, which gives you a range of snapshots and notes on key market trends, which can help you filter down to specific info for your campaigns. So what TikTok is saying, hey, we are adding regional trends now, and this is going to help you with planning and doing a lot of things as we are quickly approaching the holiday season. Yeah, it's September and they're already started planning the holiday season. Go figure. So the best part is that and this is something I really like about TikTok, is that you can download the data as cards for use in your presentation or just in your own planning, right? A lot of the platforms, they give you estimates and things like that, and then you cannot really pull it out, you have to do screen grabs and things like that. TikTok on the other end, and this was actually key for TikTok's platform to, in my opinion, this was one of the key for TikTok's explosive growth, was that from the start, when you had TikTok video, you can go watch TikTok video, you could download it, you upload it and things like that. For the longest time, I watched TikTok videos on their app, and I was able to download videos without even having to sign up. On the contrary, if you were to compare with Facebook's or Instagram, I could probably see an account without logging in for some time before they just bring up this wall like sign up, log into your account, blah blah blah. Forget about downloading the video. I cannot even watch it. I can only see the thumbnails. So that's it for TikTok. Let's move on to the next update, which is Twitter has launched new workshop series to maximize your business presence. And these workshop series are going to be run by Twitter product marketing manager Morgan Cornelius. These are free, by the way. It's in Twitter Flight School. The link to these courses are going to be in our show notes, so check that out. The other thing is the two courses are, number one is how to establish your business on Twitter. That will look at how to make best use of your Twitter's most recent business additions, including professional profiles and shops. And number two is get holiday ready on Twitter. We will look more specifically at holiday marketing trends in the app and how you can tap into them to maximize your Christmas sales push. I like the first one because Twitter has made some changes recently, add-ons, things like that, fix functionality, things like that. And if you're new to the Twitter game, go ahead and check it out. That will really help. I'm not sure if you're going to go ahead and run campaigns on Twitter this holiday season. If you are, check it out. If not, skip it. Next up is YouTube. YouTube now allows sports betting on mastheads. They just changed the policy this week, and obviously, the ads have to follow YouTube's or Google's advertising sports and gambling. It has to adhere to the sports and gambling rules. If not, obviously your ads are going to be disapproved. Eventually, if for repeated strikes, they're going to delete your account or ban your account. We kind of covered that for some time in our podcast, so this should not be something new to you. Next up, we have Google's helpful content rollout has been completed. This was something we have covered on the last two episodes, I believe episode 123 and 124, this being episode 125. So what again, helpful content update is a site-wide signal. It targets websites that have relatively high amount of unsatisfying, unhelpful content, where content is written for search engine first. Google is looking for content that are, user-friendly or user first, human first content, right? If you really want to know, dig deeper on what helpful content is and what this algorithm change meant, and if you get caught by this algorithm update, what you should do, read or listen to the episode 123 where I go in depth in terms of talking about this, just so that you know the helpful content algorithm update was started on September 9th and ended on August 25th. And I believe you need to listen or read episode 122. 123 is when actually I said, oh, they just rolled it out. And 122 is when I said, okay, they're going to go do this, which is the helpful content rollout. Next up, Google has shared best practices for creating quality meta descriptions. What are meta descriptions? Meta descriptions are what are used for search snippets. And what are search snippets? Search snippets are the summaries and descriptions shown in the search results for sites that rank, right? And the data that is used to generate the search snippet traditionally comes from the meta description and sometimes the content itself. So now Google is listing 4 categories or 4 different types of good and bad meta descriptions. You definitely want to pay attention to this, because look, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how you're getting visitors, whether it's paid or organic, you definitely want to focus on this area, okay? So here, let me dive in. Number one, instead of just listing keywords, which is keyword stuffing, a lot of people do that. Google is saying, do not do that. Describe the business, not the web page. Explains what the shop sells, what the business sells, and add details like opening hours and location. Google wants that if it's the main page. And then instead of using the same description on every news article or blog post or every page on your website, use a snippet from the articles or post, right? That's number two. Number three, summarize the page. So again, if you're talking about, let's just say, red leather jacket for children, you want to summarize that page and put it in your meta description. Lastly, number 4 is, instead of being too short or broad and vague, which is like, let's just say mechanical pencil, right? Or running shoes, right? That really doesn't say a whole lot of things. So you want to be able to make it specific, such as men's size 10 running shoes, white men's size 10 running shoes made out of canvas or leather, things like that. So like, amplify. This is really, really big. Not I beg your pardon, it's not amplify, it's expand, right? Expand and really make it very easy for the Google's machine language or algorithm to understand what is it that page is talking about. Okay, I believe that's it. I will go ahead and put the link to the updated Google's this description of the link, best practice example in the show notes. Check it out if you have time. Next up, just a reminder, because Google has reminded us all that smart shopping campaigns will be sunsetted, and any new campaign starting from the Google Merchant Center will be Performance Max. Should you upgrade to Performance Max? Should you not? It's totally up to you. If you don't do it, Google is going to automatically do it. Then the question is, should you run Performance Max? Again, it depends from account to account, how much you're spending, what your business looks like, who you're targeting, things like that. That is something I cannot really answer, for everyone, because it's too generic. But if you have any questions, or if you have doubts, or if you think Performance Max is the right campaign for you or not, go ahead and reach out. Right, but alternatively, I would say, in the past, I've seen in some clients' account that smart shopping campaign does do well to a certain point, but it has to be supplemented with Google search campaigns. Now, if you're just starting from scratch, I wouldn't really jump directly into smart shopping campaigns, because you are just feeding a lot of money into Google, and because Google is going to take a long time to learn who your customers are, what you're selling, and things like that. That's all. Let me stop right here, and we'll go to the next update. The next update is that Google Ads has revamped the site, their site on invalid traffic. Right? Google has updated their invalid traffic side, and invalid traffic is any activity that does not come from a real user with genuine interest. It could include accidental clicks caused by intrusive ad implementation, fraudulent clicking by competing advertisers, advertising botnets, things like that. And Google has given us provided us with 12 examples, but they're saying this is not an exhaustive list. This is just an idea to get you started. So the question might be on your mind, be like, Sajid, why are you covering this on this podcast or on this show? Is like, I will tell you why. Number one, most of the time we are on the on this side of the equation, where we are paying for our ads to be shown on different web properties across the web, right? And by that I mean, Google search page, on Google search results page, or it's going to be on someone else's site, whether if they have, if we're running display campaign. We need to be aware of what's happening across the web, and this is why you should not do your ads by yourself. You should have an ads person, because the ads person, especially if you're running a Google's display campaign, you want to be able to go in and check where my ads are showing up, and you should go and take a look at those sites, and then you should look at it. Here are some of the examples from Google. Does my ad show up onto sites that are that fall into any of these 12 categories or maybe more? If so, guess what? You're going to go ahead and file a ticket and ask Google to give you credit back. Why should you spend money on ads on sites that are really deceptive, that are really just draining you out? That's number one. Number two is, and this is one of the reasons why we don't like our clients to be on any of these platforms such as Wix or Squareflow, or rather prefer them to be on WordPress, is because if you have WordPress, we get access to the web server's log. We can track IP address, we can do log analysis, and we can see, are we getting a lot of bot traffic, or are we getting a lot of traffic or invalid clicks, or fake people just clicking on our ads. And once we do that, we again file a ticket on your behalf with Google, saying, hey Google, these are invalid, here are the documentations, here are the things, go ahead and please credit us back. Now, yes, you lost that opportunity to have that money being used towards search results or ads during that time, but at least you get something back. Okay, I hope this helps. Let's move on to the last update of this week. Is that now Google has announced that they will reject ads with poor landing page experience. Now, at Market and Grow, we definitely do ads in and create landing pages that are really, landing pages that are designed to convert. But now Google is saying enough is enough. We are going to go ahead and ding you, and we will reject ads or disapprove ads, and we penalize you if you're having ads that takes you to our visitors to a landing page that has any of one of these. Number one is pop-up ads, auto-playing video ads with sound, ads that block visitors from seeing the main content, pre-stale and post-stale ads with countdowns, large sticky ads that stay on the page as the visitor scrolls, ad density greater than 30%, flashing animated ads, right? And what we are going to do is this is such a big topic that I need to actually create a separate video or a blog post on this topic. But for now, I want you to know is that if a good rule of thumb to use is if an ad interrupts a visitor's browsing experience, it's most certainly against the better ad standard, and that basically means you are going to get dinged. Now, if you're unsure whether your landing pages meets the standards or not, Google will inform you in the ad experience report. So there is one more report for you to check out. Now, again, if you're a business person and you're busy running your business, doing payroll, running your team, managing your things, taxes, things like that, that's why you should have a Google Ads person. Now, it might sound like, of course, Sajid, you're going to say this because your company does Google Ads. I'm not saying that. Even if Facebook were to come out with this, says, you know what, you cannot do Facebook ads by yourself. Take it to someone else. You are busy as it is. Like, imagine if you had a restaurant and you didn't hire a bartender and you didn't hire a chef, you didn't hire a person to seat your guest as they come through the door, and if you didn't have someone to take the food out from you didn't hire someone to take the order from your restaurant patron or customer, and you didn't have someone to take the food that the chef cooks to the table, and you're doing it all by yourself, what would people call you, right? You're trying to do too many things. But sometimes we often forget that, and we try to do everything in our business, especially because it's online business or it's just e-commerce and things like that, and we run into issues and we are out of time. Okay, with that, what I'm going to do is in our show notes page, I'm going to go ahead and put a link to the announcement that Google has said, and also a link to the better ad standard. Check it out. And if you have any questions, of course, reach out to us. Go to marketandgrow.com, fill out a form, say, hey, we want to talk, and pick my brain, get on a call or send us a message, and we'll take it from there. Alrighty, folks, that's it for this week in marketing. Now you know everything to be in the know. If you'd like to read more, make sure you visit our show page where you will find the links to the articles. Once again, this is your host Sajid Islam signing off. Until next week, take care. Bye-bye.